you describe what you've been able to do through these first 4 games of your career?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think just for me, it's been the ability to be in a city like Houston that I felt God put me here for a reason. So you know how I start, just all glory praise to Him. And I think it started all the way back from my 30 visit. When I came around the Ville, I sat right in this area and I poured my heart out to the coaches. They poured their hearts out to me, let me know what they wanted from a quarterback or if they were going to take one, and I gave them what I felt I was. And every day I feel like God has given me the ability to show up with that attitude and that mentality every day. So it's been a blessing. I think it's really cool when you see your work pay off a little bit, but for me it's just the beginning. Like I still think I left a lot on the field today. Could have played better in the red zone. And for me, of course, I always want to snip that in the bud and get back to work. But it feels good. It definitely does feel good to work really hard and see it pay off. But for me, it's just the beginning, and I'm super blessed.
With the defense the last 2 weeks with shutouts in the first half, what does that do for the offense, the energy that you feel off some of the plays they're making?
Man, it's everything. I think those first 2 weeks, it was like offense plays good one game, defense plays good the other. And these last 2 games, we both play well together. And when you have a defense flying around like that, I mean, we feel it at practice. And when you got those good on good periods, you're warming yourself up, iron and sharpen iron for that Sunday. And this week, those guys are flying around. You've seen them doing that practice, so that gives you the confidence that they're going to do it in the game. So it was a blessing to just have a defense like that. D'Amico's calling it well. Henry's playing really well, calling the plays, and guys are flying around, and you can feel the energy in the building. And it's really cool to be able to be an offense off of that. And we got to help those guys out a little more. I definitely think that today. I mean, we let them hang around a little too much, and we were driving the ball really well, but we weren't finishing drives, and that's something that we got to get better at.
The offensive line did not allow a sack 2 weeks in a row, and what was the energy you felt like Daniel Pierce gave you guys with the running ball?
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row, man. Just the guys playing solid, guys stepping up, man. This is a league, next man up. And my guy Deck stepped in, did a great job. KG, J-Pat, Shaq, George. So, I mean, when those guys up front are battling, we're battling on the outside, too, to make plays. So it really starts up front and running the ball. We ran the ball really well this game, started off hot. I think we scored like 3 touchdowns in that first drive. So that just shows how relentless that this team is being built from D'Amico and Nick and Bobby. And we're buying into it, and we're really trying to be relentless and have that killer mindset like they're preaching every game, every play. So those guys played amazing. The tight ends helped those guys, helped the tackles out a lot with the chips and trying to control TJ and 56, who are 2 great players. That defense is a great defense. But I feel like when we're rolling, we're going to be hard to stop, and especially when we don't turn the ball over and we get 2 or 3 back. You know what I mean? So hats off to everybody.
Hey, CJ, you mentioned it. You guys scored 3 touchdowns before you actually got the points. Can you talk about what that meant to be able to keep going back to the hole and come away on that first drive with 7?
Yeah, that's what we were preaching, man. Going to the red zone, getting 7, not 3. And when you're relentless and you're fighting your tail off, that's what it looks like. And we preach that throughout practice every day. Jake Moreland, our tight end coach, comes up and he gives us a presentation of our red zone, and he tells us, man, it's kind of ironic. Like the red zone, we wore the battle red uniforms and we scored in the red zone our first drive 3 times or something crazy like that. So, and Jake brought that up in our meeting a couple weeks ago, and for it to see it to pay off, the guys working really hard at practice, it's a blessing. So, I mean, we got to keep that up and even be better, because we were driving the ball down a couple times and just took 3 when we really should have had 7 on miscues, me missing a throw or things like that. And so we can all be better all around, but that's what we preach. We want to be great in the red zone.
CJ, it feels like you and Bobby have been in a much better rhythm the past couple of weeks. What point is it during the week or is it during the game that you feel like, okay, we put together a really good plan for what we want to do and we're executing it really well?
Yeah, I think around Friday, Saturday. Those Wednesdays, Thursdays, we're putting in new things, so it's not always going to click right away. But for me and Bobby, we've gotten a pretty good idea on what we both like, the offense we want to run, and he's calling it, man. He's doing a great job. And Case Keenum always says he calls it, we ball it. So it's been a blessing to work with somebody like Bobby, we're all getting trust, not only from him, but from the O-line to the tight ends to the running backs to the receivers, and we're starting to buy into the system. And I think it's showing. So
When you hear that you throw for the second most passing yards to start an NFL career through the first 4 starts, what kind of goes through your head when you hear those type of accolades being attached to your name?
For me, it's a blessing, but I want to do more. I want to be really great at this game. I want to put in the work every week. And just like I think I was telling you in the locker room, they'll hate you. They'll love you one week, they'll hate you the next, man. So for me, it's a constant grind, constant build up throughout the week, and I'm getting back to my routine, working really, really hard this week to go play a tough Atlanta team. It's a blessing to be able to be playing decently. But for me, it's the guys around me. I can't do anything without those guys balling out. You see the yards at the catch. You see the guys straining up front. Me getting the ball out, trying to get the ball out on time. The running backs doing their job. The tight ends doing their job. Like, everybody's doing their job. And then you add the defense. And then you add our special teams. Like, everybody's playing together. So we got to keep that going. But it's a blessing for sure.
Then I go to Greg.
CJ, I know taking care of the ball is important. You don't have any interceptions yet this year. Seems like today, though, you had some opportunities where you threw it a little sooner than maybe 1 or 2, but you threw it away on purpose, or you put it where only your guy could get it. It might have been a tough catch, like an intentional miss, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that part of your growth? Am I right? Did I see more of that today than you had?
Yeah, I think I'm getting smarter when it comes to that. Just not taking hits, throwing the ball away, or put into only where my guy can get it. I feel like I've been doing that for a couple weeks, but definitely the first point of just getting rid of the ball, being smart, not taking sacks, not taking hits, and I got to use my legs a little bit today. I think I could have used my legs a little more towards that back end, but like I said, man, we want to do anything it takes to win. And if that's to the world, it might look like a negative play, but not taking a sack and being smart with the football, throwing it away is really important, and it helps field position, things like that. And the intentional ground I had was dumb on my part. I got to be better in that area, but definitely trying to grow in that case. And Davis has helped me a lot, and Gerard in the QB room of not taking hits and being smart with the football. So we knew that with this team, if you take care of it and you take it away, just like any other game, you can win the game. So, yeah.
Go ahead, Greg.
Understanding that you respect your opponents, you made that very clear. But when you put in the work with your teammates under this coaching staff, is what we saw today what you expect when you step on the field?
Yeah, for me at least, I know I'm probably speaking for everybody. We don't have no expectations. We trying to do one play, one thing at a time. I feel like when you go in a game trying to do anything that like you put already to your mind, it usually doesn't happen that way. And that's how I kind of live my life, man. Just living where my feet are at, and working really hard to make that one thing happen. Doing my job because I trust my brother to do his. But yeah, when you put in that work there in practice, you expect success, but you only give yourself a chance. Nothing is set in stone in this league. This league's really hard. And you only give yourself an opportunity to make the play. It's up to you to go do it. So I definitely feel like, yeah, it's a better feeling when you put it in practice, but it doesn't guarantee anything.
Jonathan.
CJ, I'm curious, there weren't a lot of expectations around this team, but you somewhat exceeded them. I'm curious, what made you confident that this team could be something this year? What during the process?
It was a lot of things, man. Trying to think of the first thing I can probably think of. I think the first thing for me was when I got drafted, and even before the draft, meeting Will, and we didn't know we were coming to the Texans or anything like that, but we talked about being teammates. And then you fast forward, we got drafted to the team. I got over 50, 60, 70 text messages from people from this organization, and mostly players. And for me, it wasn't a worry of mine leaving the place I did at Ohio State. Like when I was in Ohio with my brothers, man, back in college, like we were a real brotherhood. Like I would put my head on the block for those guys, and I would die for those guys. And I didn't know if the league was like that, but when those guys hit me up, man, it meant a lot. And they had none but utmost faith in me, and knew that they didn't draft me for any reason. And they told me that, and they had confidence in me before I even had confidence in myself in this league. So that was probably around the time where I knew we can be special, because the excellent, like everybody's, if you're in the NFL, I mean, you're probably a really good football player. But when you have guys buying in to do it for one another, that's when it turns special. So, like the energy that we're bringing every day to practice, to pregame, to halftime, to postgame, like we're bringing that swag and that juice that D'Amico talks about, that Texan way football. We're starting to show up. So, and we don't want nobody to think we're going to be good or bad. We don't really care. We're going to do what we do because we're the man in the arena. We're the ones doing the work. We're the ones getting hit. We're the ones playing. So for us, man, we just want to prove ourselves right more than prove other people wrong.
Last four, we're going to start with Cole. We got to get him out here.
TJ, when you look back at Ohio State, the receivers that you had and the chemistry and how quickly you adapted to it, have you noticed that same chemistry with guys like Nico and Dalton and Tank so far in the 4 games?
Yeah, just like when I was in school, things didn't happen overnight. It took a little process, and I think even being here, I think I've actually gotten a good, better chemistry and connection faster than I did back in school. I think it took a little longer back then, but man, it's been a blessing to work with those guys. Those guys work their tails off at practice. Like, if you see Tank's numbers on the catapult during the week, like you would be like, man, how is he gonna play? That dude's running fast. He's putting a lot of extra mileage in. Same with Nico, and they're constantly working on their bodies, doing what they got to do to play. And every single one of them wants to see each other eat. Like, it was even a blessing to see Metch get some love today. I owe him one. I missed him on a little rollout. I got to hit him in stride. But to see him make a play on that end breaker, that was a really big thing to see from Metch, because that's somebody that we're going to lean on this year. He's going to be big for us. So building chemistry with everybody, though, like from Brev to Dalt to Teagan to Beck. Oh, Beck won too. And then all the way to the outside to the backs. Everybody's working together. So just building chemistry every day in practice has been really big for us.
CJ, you talk a lot about the brotherhood as far as the players, but what about the fans who look at you to take them, get them back over the hump and get them back into the playoffs? It's been a long time since this team has had a home victory and win consecutive games. So just to the fans, what would you say to them?
I want to say, man, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. Y'all deserve to feel special. Y'all deserve to root the Texans on. Like, not winning since 2021, I think it was around Christmas. Like that ain't flying from like anybody in this building. I want them to know, like, we're fighting our tails off every day to make sure y'all walk around with Texan gear pride. Like, y'all walk around with that swag that we walk around with when we get a dub. And for me, I take that real personal, because I don't like being bagged on by my teams. Like, when my Lakers lose, I'll be pissed. So, so like I take that stuff real serious, man. And it's up to us to work every day and put the work in. And like you've seen, I mean, the Steelers fan came and they showed out today in our stadium, and we sent them home. And I think our fans felt the energy. Like, man, we ain't playing today, like from the get go. So I just want to say, man, like we're gonna keep fighting every day just so y'all can walk around with that swag. I think that's huge, man, for this team. That's something that we want to keep building on. And it's a blessing to be able to be in Houston, like a great town with a lot of stuff to do, great people, Southern hospitality to its finest. And I'm falling in love with the city little by little. So it's a blessing.
Last two, start with Chance.
After the team started out 0-2, you guys are now back to 500. Where do you feel like this team is a quarter of the way through the season?
We just getting started. Man. It's only the beginning. It's a lot of football to be played still. It's early, man. We don't want to get too high, too low. Stay right where we're right on 50, man. I think that's the thing to get us over the hump and get us a win each and every week, is just doing that one thing, like tonight, getting your rest. Those little victories that we talk about every day to get to the big ones. I think that's how it works. So for us, man, it's staying even head, even keeled, and coming back to work with a relentless mindset. So ready to get back to work, but we got to enjoy this one, man, for sure.
Last one.
Okay, CJ, obviously, everybody felt this team was going to have to be rebuilt from the ground up, but you are ahead of where just about everybody except your coaching staff and the players felt like you would be. Now you're in a four-way tie for first place in the division. Everybody's at 2-2. You've got to feel like you've got as good a chance as anybody else in this division to win the division now.
Yeah, man. When I was at Ohio State, we used to say Buckeyes against the world. Now I'm bringing this swag here, man. Texas against the world. So it ain't about what they write about us. It ain't like it's about what we put on the field on Sundays, the work we put in. So there's a lot of football to be played still, but we're gonna walk around with that swag. We know what we can do, and we're getting a lot of guys back from injury, which is gonna help a lot. And for us, man, we're just gonna keep fighting, keep battling every game, every day, every little one thing we want to keep battling. So it's just the beginning, and we're just getting started. So excited for the future. Go Texans! God bless y'all.